absolutely beautiful Sagittarius friends, and welcome to your horoscope for 2022, where this year we get off of the Sag and Gemini axes. We're going to jump forward in the Taurus Scorpio axis. So there is a little bit of a deep breath happening for you this year. Now we are going to have Mercury taking retrogrades in air again, which means you're not done looking at those relationships just yet. And at the end of the year, we're going to see that Mars is also going to retrograde in Gemini in your relationship space as well. So relationships and growing in your relationships are not quite done, but actually in 2022, Sag, because all of the planets that we have that will retrograde, I actually feel like this year is a nice dance for you, where there's this opportunity for like a coming out, and you've been getting prepared for it, and then a like launching forward to the next thing. So it's a really nice energy that I see for you actually. A big thing that will be on your table though to consider are two things, I think. One, the way in which you communicate, how, including your body language, as well as what you're thinking about, what you're taking on, and what you're surrounding yourself with. And this includes information, people, places, and things, as those eclipses are going to stimulate your 12th and 6th house axes. We really need to make sure that you're on top of your daily routine, because what you're thinking about, the vibration that you're putting yourself in, Sagittarius, this year can really have a beautiful expansion for you, or it can kick in a vibration that is a little low vibe and actually make you quite sick. So I want you to be paying attention and kind of thinking about that as we travel through the year, okay? All right, let's get in here and see what's going on this year, okay? So first and foremost, as we come into the year, we've got Venus still retrograde in the energy of Capricorn. Venus is about relationships, love, money, balance, all of that in Capricorn, in your money house. So Venus is working strong here for you, Capricorn. So with Venus retrograde, we want to review, reconnect, revise, re-edit, rebudget, right? Renegotiate those contracts, Capricorn, for how you work and achieve, Capricorn, your money. So truly, I think that this is a phenomenal time, that whether it's your relationship with money, that includes your understanding and your self-esteem around it, your own value. You know, do you feel like you have a solid enough foundation underneath you that as Venus turns direct and steps out in this area, you have money backing you? Now, there could even be, I think, Sag, honestly, Saggies, depending on how old you are or circumstances in your life, let me just say circumstances in your life, there can be financial conversations going on in your life about you that were established long before you came along, or long before you really had any say in it. And a lot of things I'm thinking of that I see for you, Sag, this year is, was there a trust, or was there a college account or something set up for you maybe before? It was like a contract that is about you, but you weren't involved in creating necessarily, and this can be benefit, or it's changing for you as we travel through 2022. Now, at the end of the year, Mercury is going to jump out of the air sign retrogrades into the energy of Capricorn, so it will retrograde right here in this second house area. So I want you to come back to the video in December, okay, or January 2023, and tell me what changed for you around your finances. I would really look forward to knowing, okay? Now, as we're actually coming into January 14th, we've got the first retrograde. And this is the only one I'm going to go into depth in this video. The rest we will cover in the monthly videos. But just know, you're going to have retrogrades this year in your 3rd house, your 7th house, and your 11th house, okay? But this first one that's happening in the energy of Aquarius in your 3rd house, transiting Saturn, is also continuing to travel through this 3rd house area for you. So truly bringing some solid foundation here, and you're having to review, revise, re-edit, reconnect. And I keep seeing things of having to prove competence. You have to prove that you have the information, the skill, the training, the know-how, and you're having to do it Aquarian style to a grouping of people, to an organization, So what presentations are you going back over at this time? Are you putting out coursework or something like that? Is there something going on with your siblings? Are you doing applications, contracts? What are you speaking to during this Mercury retrograde? Saturn will very much so, I think, be involved with it being solid, long-term, and proving that you have the skill or the mastery in this particular area as well, okay? Now, February 17th, please mark it on your calendars because I'm very excited about it. We're going to have Jupiter in a gorgeous sextile with Uranus, who is retrograde, okay? Now, as these two energies come together, you guys, I love it because a sextile creates a pocket of opportunity. But it's not just the pocket of opportunity or innovation that is there. Instead, in a sextile, the opportunity is there, and then we're intelligently taking action to take advantage of the opportunity that's been presented. So as Jupiter and Uranus come together here, if you feel like you've got a download of information, especially around things having to do with your daily routines or having to do with your home, or, you know, I'm leaving home, or I have this idea, or, you know, I'm going on this trip, I'm doing something really different for the first time in my life. Yes, take advantage of that opportunity. Take advantage of that energy, okay? Now, when we get to April 12th, we're going to see the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, and as these two come together, it will again be in your fourth house. So I do think that as these two come together, first of all, anything's possible. Absolutely anything is possible, like the next dream becomes achievable. That's what this energy is like. But for you, Sag, I also think in the fourth house space, because Jupiter and Neptune are boundless, right? They want to go out, go out, go out. You may be getting some information or have plans been laid already, and you're ready to expand out from home. Maybe you're ready to buy more property. You've done real estate investing. What is it in this energy that is coming to you that feels boundless? You know, you're maybe moving away from just being grounded at home. Now, this could also be too something, I want you to keep your expectations around home, family, real estate, property. I want you to keep them grounded, because we can have these really high expectations under Jupiter, Neptune, and then they're not met, and we're actually left with disappointment. Now, so for many people too, we just don't know at this particular point in the year, you know, if the planet is not open. Did you have trips that were planned at this time and you can't go for some reason? You know, what's the adjustment that Jupiter, Neptune actually brings? But either way, the idea of expansion was still on the table, okay? As we get to April 30th, we're going to have the first eclipse of the year. And this one is going to be a solar eclipse in the energy of Taurus. Now, I want you to think back to November of 2021, okay, because we had a lunar eclipse in the energy of Taurus. So something was ending. We were making space. We were making available this Taurian energy in your life so that something else could begin here. So in your sixth house space, in your health, your wellness, your daily routines, your freelance properties, freelance projects, what did you let go of? What came to a release where it's like, I can't do this way anymore, or I'm just at the end of this thing. Now, as we have this solar eclipse happening in the energy of Taurus, you have this beautiful space of those things have for sure ended, and now you've got space to begin something new. Plant your seeds of intention. What do you want around your health? What do you want in your daily routine? What are you looking to implement in your life to help you be organized and take you to the next steps of your development? This will all be in place under this particular eclipse, okay? Now, when we get to May 11th, we're going to see Jupiter, your ruling planet, of course, jump into the energy of Aries, and it will travel here from May until October. Then it'll push back into the energy of Pisces until December, and then it'll do a full tour here in Aries. But as Jupiter jumps here into this energy of Pisces, of Aries, this is where I think, Sag, you've been building to this like great adventure to go like get out and have this experience. And here, between May and October, you do it. You go, you get fifth house. There's joy, there's play, there's something expansive about your children's zone. Maybe you get pregnant, you have a baby, you adopt a child, you know, you start that business. You've been preparing for like a year with Jupiter and Pisces to get launched, to get all the things together, like it's been humming, and now it's like a launch. So I am really interested to see what happens for you, because whatever you do, you will continue in 2023 to advance that joy, that pleasure, that taking a risk energy out into the world, which I think is absolutely divine. May 16th, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in the energy of Scorpio at 25 degrees. So this is going to light up now your 12th house space, okay? So this is a lunar eclipse. What are you ready to release? What has to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted? This is the house of spirituality, the hidden house, the things that need to culminate or be transitioned into something else. And I think a lunar eclipse in your 12th house, Sag, is our indicator that truly, at a spiritual level, you have matured in some way and it is done. You are able to release and you are able to let go of maybe things that felt like it was a power struggle for you, or things that had power over you for some time. You know, it's Scorpio energy. I think that this is a really divine time for you, Scorpio or Sagittarius, to see in your Scorpio energies what doesn't exist for you anymore here. And over this next 6 months, it's like those chains are broken and I'm really ready for what's next, which is beautiful, because when we get to October 25th, then we're going to have a solar eclipse here in this Scorpionic energy. So now that that's all lifted in your light and, you know, we've cut out some bad habits, released some things like that, where is it that you're ready to delve in deeply next in this particular area? Now, this is the solar eclipse in the energy of Scorpio. So plant your seeds of intention, Sagittarius, for what you want to begin next. But I also want you to be mindful that in order to have those seeds develop at this time, whatever you're trying to begin from this 12th house space, you will have to be shown where bad habits, old beliefs, maybe even addictions surface, and you have to learn your way out of them. But this is also great because it brings out a hidden piece of you that you didn't know, Sagittarius, was gangster and ready to get some things done. It brings out skills and talents. It like rises them to the surface, and maybe you work on them quietly. Maybe it's your art, your poetry, your singing, your dancing, your shedding fear of how you do this or that next. Whatever it is, the 12th house will light up. And it doesn't necessarily mean at this particular solar eclipse that it's all comfortable and you're feeling like, yes, this is it. But it will bring something out of you that you really I don't think you knew it was back there, okay? Now, as we get to October 31st, we're going to have Mars move into the energy of retrograde in Gemini. So this will be across the street in that 7th house. So your actions, your desires, your strategy, what you really would like to do in relationships will come back to the table for you to reevaluate. How are you getting things done in relationships? I also think at this point in the year, the question that I have for you is, do you have relationships in your life that are healthy and happy? Are you going out to participate with relationships as well? You know, are there relationships? Have you been forgetting to call your mom or call your friend or your sister? You know, have you checked in on people? What's happening in the actual action that you're taking in relationships at this time? And if you have launched out to go on a new adventure, Sag, you have to understand that the nature of relationships will just be different at this time. So maybe some of the actions that you need to take will be adjusted at this time as well, and you can take a look at that, okay? As we get to November 8th, we've got the last eclipse of the year, and this is going to be at 16 degrees of Taurus. So again, in the 6th house. And with this lunar eclipse in Taurus, I want you to think back to November 2021. Truly, again, what was released for you? What has been a blockage in your health, in your wellness, in your daily routine that it felt too heavy? It felt like it needed innovation. It was ready to go to the next level. It was ready to try something different. And now you get to celebrate at this particular point in the year. It's like, you know, how have I grown? How have I changed? What did I try that was different that, you know, I really saw didn't work for me in 2022? And now I'm looking at it at the end of 2022 and I'm like, man, okay, I can eat these foods. This feels good to me. I cannot eat these foods. It doesn't feel good. Okay, I can work these hours and I'm really on, but I can't work these hours. What did you do? How did you develop in 2022 from 2021 to 2022 that you really get to celebrate knowing that you've accomplished something? And if all you accomplished, it was figuring out how you move and groove in a daily way, how your self-talk works and how to have that be healthier, it's an absolute success as we close out this year. My beautiful Sag friends, I don't know what adventure you're going on this year, but I know it is one. I can't wait to hear about it and support you all year along the way, from the monthly videos, the weekly videos, and in the YouTube Academy as well. So like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Definitely come back to see me. I love you a ton, and I'll see you next year, next month, next week, and tomorrow. Bye, friends.